So there she is with a nice matte coat all over, and we have removed all the canopy area, so that's all nicely coming on show. Hopefully you're liking it. I'm really sort of I love it when the matte coat goes down. But what we're going to do now is some canopy tidying up and removing the canopy masks. Removing the masks is, you've got to be a little bit careful when it comes to just peeling it up. I'd like to get like a number 11 blade, and we just sort of get a corner without sort of scratching the canopy. We're just pulling it up just like so. Then we can get like some tweezers and start to pull it up. Right, all nice and careful. This is going to be one big piece, so we can just slowly just go around. Don't just rip it off. We don't want any sort of paint to rip with it. And with this one in particular, I want to be careful here because we do have these decals, and I do believe they overlapped onto the canopy mask, so I don't want to rip them off. So I'm really going to be careful with this bit, just slowly. Yeah, you can see how some of the actual decal is coming off because it was just overlapping because it's so tight there. So very, very careful indeed. See, that's just, do you know what, that's just come on. I'm gonna probably have to touch that up with a bit of a paintbrush. Right, there we go. But that's getting off a nice bit of canopy mask. But you want to sort of tidy them up and neaten them up. For instance, this is a good example because we haven't had our canopies glued onto our model. We're having an open canopy. You can get something like this. Hopefully you can sort of see it on camera, but there's been a bit of overspray on this side, and it's looking, I don't know if you can see it, it's looking a bit grubby, a bit sort of dirty, bits of overspray, even a little bit of seepage underneath the canopy, canopy mask just there. So to clean this up now, this is why I don't like dipping my canopies in gloss to make them look really, really nice and glossy, because 9 times out of 10 you've normally got to do a little bit of a clean up once you've sort of unmasked. So what we're going to do, good old homebrew thinners, cotton wool bud, right, we're going to just lightly clean this up. So just getting the cotton wool bud, right, getting a little bit of our homebrew thinners on, and then I'm just going to, on the inside, just clean it up. And I haven't got to worry about the inside so much because there's no paint on the inside or anything like that. Now if you did dip your canopies, right, using something like our homebrew thinners here isn't going to work, because you're just going to rehydrate the gloss that you dipped it in, and you're going to have a big mess. So you really don't want to be doing that. Right, this is why I like to polish them up with polishing compounds and all that kind of good stuff. So after doing the inside, we should see at least a noticeable difference. Now I'm sort of noticing it, but there's obviously a little bit still on this side. So turn it round, maybe lick it, maybe use a bit of water, right, and we're just going to clean this side as well. And this is probably going to get rid of maybe some of the washes that sort of seeped under, maybe a bit of overspray, the stickiness of our masking tape and stuff. But you're probably going to see, hopefully you can see there, just a little bit of a stubborn bit that's sort of just there on the end of my thumbnail, just there. For this kind of stuff, cocktail stick. Right, get out a cocktail stick, chew the end. Right, we don't want it to be really sharp and scratch. Right, so if we just chew the wooden bit, makes it a little bit moist, makes it a bit soft. Right, and what we're going to do is that nasty little bit just there, right, we just need to sort of just give it a little scratch. Right, just enough for a scratch that we just remove that little bit of overspray that was making it look a little bit sightly, but not scratching at it that we scratch the canopy. And then again we can just come along and just wipe up any sort of scratch, bits of flaky paint, right, and that is now starting to look really a lot better and a lot cleaned up.